First thing you're going to want to do is disassemble your exhaust. And to do that, just get you a drill with the drill bit on it, just big enough to not fit in one of those, basically. So you just want to drill the heads off of the rivets of the bands on either end of your can so that you can release your end caps. And then on this side, you've got two Allen head bolts down in there. Pull those guys loose to take the pressure off of the clamp, and then you can gently tap on that guy and that guy, just rocking back and forth with like a little ball peen, and the end caps will work their way out of the end of the can. And then you can pull out internal baffle, which will free your wadding, and internal baffle, or external, I'm sorry. There you go. Next step. What I like to do is try and take out any of the real rabid small bends, like these guys here, just with a little ball peen. And what I'll do is put the ball peen in the can, if it'll have enough room, and I'll set it on that bend, and then place that where it's like down, so it's the hammer is making contact with the metal that's bent while it's in contact with the ground. Then I'll lift it up about 4, maybe 6 inches or so, and then knock it down on the floor, and just using the weight and the pressure of the hammer making contact with it to help knock some of that little bend out, just to get it started. All right, once I got those little bends kind of started, just to kind of free them up a little bit, I get me a piece of heavy wall pipe. This is 2-inch, pretty thick stuff. It's real heavy. It's about 4 feet long, and it weighs like 15, maybe 20 pounds. And I'm going to use this as a roller to try and roll that bend out. Just slide it up in there, about halfway over, and roll it. And then I'll put my feet on it and just roll it. And we're going to slowly work that bend out. Alright, now just with some weight and rolling on it, we got a whole bunch of that bend out. And what we're going to do next is keep the can in, with the piece of pipe in it, and then lift it up. And we're going to hold the can in place on the pipe while we hold the hammer in our other hand, and we're going to tink, 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 and reshape this metal using the pipe as the straight edge to try and take the rest of this bend out, just a little bit at a time. Wish I had 3 hands so I could just video that whole process. All right, just like that, little tap, tap, tappy, we got most of the bends out of this exhaust, and it's pretty straight. How about that? All right, now that you've got all your bends out of your can and it's nice and straight, or as straight as you want it, and you can spend as much or a little time as you want straightening it out. That's up to you, as how nitpicky you want to get. It's time to reassemble. To reassemble, you put it back together in the order you took it apart in, but there's a couple of different options that you have. You can put it back together with all of this mat that came out of it. And that is your baffle mat that actually kind of cuts all the noise down, most of it anyway. Or you can put it back with just this guy, or this guy and a little bit of the matting, or without that guy and just throw this guy right back in there. And the less amount of stuff that goes back in that can, the more amount of noise is going to come out the noise end of that can. So just be aware of that and take that under advisement. So if you're looking for loud, throw just that guy in there by himself. You're going to get loud. You want not so loud, throw that guy back in there with about a half of the wadding, or if you feel like fighting it, stuff all of that wadding back around this and throw it back in there. Again, that's up to you. And then once you got it all reassembled with your caps back into place and your holes aligned, put your bands back on, and you're gonna, this is where the cost comes in, because it does cost a little bit. I said almost free, is you're gonna need to replace the rivets. So if you don't already have a little hand riveter or pop rivet gun, they're cheap. You can get them at freaking Harbor Freight for freaking 10 or 20 bucks, or Home Depot or Lowe's. I think even Walmart has them. Just a little pop rivet gun. And a lot of them will just come with an assortment of rivets. You might need another little pack of whatever size, looks like about 1/4 inch. And just reassemble, refasten all the little holes with fresh pop rivets. Get them nice and tight so they don't rattle. That's it, you're done. Put it back on your bike. Thanks for watching.